had a reputation for playing the posh period types, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been quite blessed the last few years to get some pretty good roles, and I've had a lot of fun in my posh period bitchy corsets.
And you've also played quite a few haughty types as well. So, how do you feel about that?
I think it's quite. Maybe it's just because I enjoy them. Playing the kind of the slightly flirty, haughty bitch is. I mean, it's just kind of an outlet of something that I don't like to be in real life. So, like, why not be it on screen?
So, when you're acting in films, are you looking for roles that will take you out of normal life?
I think so. There's an element of kind of escapism, I think, to acting. And although, actually, having said that, one of my favourite roles recently was Lauren in the Riot Club, which I think is probably the closest to myself that I've played in a long time. It's really just can I engage with the character and do I find them interesting? And I tend to more and more be attracted to playing characters that I don't initially know how I would play it, because it feels like more of a challenge.
Right. And what about acting with lots of special effects? Was that quite different on Cinderella to your other films?
Oh, I didn't really have any acting with special effects on this. I mean, because Lily had kind of all the interaction with the mice and the
yes.
and so for me, actually, this felt incredibly real compared to a lot of other productions, because there was no green screen. Well, there was a bit of green screen, but a lot of the sets were created and made, and in a way that we could kind of use the entire room, and quite often sort of move from one room through a corridor into another one, so it did feel like the real space of the house.
So you said it felt real. Did you try to give real emotional depth to your character?
Yeah, well, I don't know how much comes across, but hopefully, but we definitely, Ken wanted to give all the characters a kind of a genuine psychological grounding, to kind of sort of bring the humanity into the tale, and so we did spend quite a bit of time in rehearsals, just talking through ideas of the backstory of the characters and where they might be coming from and why, and what their motivations are for evil, and I think that kind of really helped on the day to then feel like we knew who we were and believed in ourselves and in the characters, and then we could just play on top of that and be as silly and as big as we wanted to.
Why do you think that she was so nasty then? What was your explanation for her behaviour?
So Sophie and I, we kind of just talked about the fact that there's a lot of sibling rivalry between the two girls, and the fact that they look up to a mother that maybe doesn't give them all the love and attention that they maybe need, and so there's this kind of always wanting to please mum, and then there's a lot of a sense of never being quite good enough, so they're not having a lot of self-belief, which I think can lead to lots of bitterness and jealousy, and that's I think where their kind of resentment of Cinderella stems from.
What was it like wearing Sandy Powell's costumes? What was your favourite, and are you glad you didn't have to wear Lily's corset?
Sandy's costumes are brilliant. I think she's an absolute genius, and I think that yes, Sophie and I created the characters, and yes, so did Ken, but also Sandy had a massive hand in the creation of the stepsisters, because I think it's so much to do with their aesthetic look of, because they're so kind of aesthetically preoccupied, and their kind of look says it all, of the kind of garishly mismatched, not quite working, beautiful but sort of ugly, and We all wore corsets, actually. It just happens that Lily's waist maybe happens to be slightly smaller.
Did you have a favourite dress of the ones you wore?
Yeah, I loved, actually, the final outfit, which wasn't actually a dress. It was a little knitted kind of t-shirt jumper with a skirt, and it was that was I mean, it looked like it would have been comfy had it not had a corset underneath it.